Meghan Markle here.
Today is April 1st, 2025. It is 12:36 a.m. While I have the time, I'm just recording, get some things out of the way because yesterday I was very busy. So this is the first tweet. They say we should follow the money and the truth will come out. Hello people, watch. Pointing down to this. How Sophie Chandauka was using free Sentebale money for her family charity. Now let the game begin. Alright, let's see here. 2 minutes and 57 seconds.
So they always tell you to follow the money when it comes to scandals. So let's scroll here. This is a business called Nandi Life Sciences, which is supposed to have been started by one Miss Sophie Chandauka. I hope I said her name right. And her brother Tinashe Chandauka. So these two right here are siblings. I don't know the pecking order. But something interesting about Brother Darius here. Now, Brother here has a CV2 where he is listed as from 2023 to 2024 being one of the consultants at Sentebale.
What?
And just like dear sister here, he loves name dropping Prince Harry. He doesn't even mention Prince Yeso when he mentions that he works for the founding charity, the charity founded by Prince Harry. And then it gets even more interesting. This woman right here, lovely, isn't she? This is Sarah. Sarah also is on this team, but Sarah was also hired as a consultant for, you guessed it, Sentebale. Now, I'm going to say something wildly unpopular. I, for the life of me, cannot figure out, and I don't know who these people are. They're just here. The unpopular situation is that a lot of you don't believe that this woman is dumb. I think she's a very stupid woman. Not this woman right here. I think she's a moron. And I think she's a moron because you mean to tell me that you hired these two people for $600,000 for consultation. Unless there's more people involved, I don't know. No other names were involved, but it seems like these two were the main ones who are listing on their CVs that they were consultants for Sentebale. And it just so happens that this magical $300K that was floating around that Sophie claims that she was allotted or she deserved, if you break that up in two, you get that magic salary number. I just want to let people know that typically consultants don't make this type of money. They can make anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 because, as we know, when it comes to charity fundraising, it's all type of different layers to that. But this woman, when she gets exposed, she's in trouble.
Yeah, she is.
Because she did something with this money that I don't even think is legal. Like, I don't know if this is legal. I don't know.
It's not, because the main trustees told her to step down and she refused. One of the things that I said on my last recording, I just recorded, I said there must have been a loophole, something within the Sentebale charity organization where they don't check as much, and she was able to circumnavigate around that loophole to be able to get that $600,000 out of the charity. I mean, then she think people were gonna find out. She's saying all those nonsense but the money. All right, so it's almost finished. Let's listen.
And it just so happens they work for your Nandi Sciences. You know what I think? I think she wanted Sentebale to fund her shit, and she was bleeding that charity to feed into this. Shame on her, and if I'm wrong, I will eat crow. but something's funky here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. Alright, this one I played it on my last video. Just so you know, the British press and royalists using Sophie Chandauka to attack and abuse Harry has not done anything for the children in Africa. Prince Harry did and still doing. Peace. Okay, I feel sorry for all the people who need this charity and whose lives has been transformed. I just played that on my last video, so I don't plan on playing this again. Alright, so there's that. This is the consultant they use. Okay, from LinkedIn. Prince Harry, South Africa, and my soul as he discussed desire. Okay. The other consultant were LEBEC, Miami, Florida. Okay. Liam Rollinson of Our Partner, UK, and Instinct Brand Equity, Canada. Very interesting. My thing is, how did she hire these people? Or was she the only one who had a say on hiring these people? Or was there a broad collective agreement to hire these people? So, yeah, I don't know. Did she understand how her position works? Or did she feel like they give her the position and she can do whatever she wants? Then she know that she has to consult with all the key players, the trustees, and then probably if the trustees agree, and then they could bring it to Prince Yoso and Prince Harry's attention, and then they will give the green light or something. I do not know how those charities work, but I would assume. But from what I'm seeing here, it seems like, okay, I'm not saying she did, but it seems like she acted alone as if the charity is hers, or like a company kind of thing. It seems like she was running it like a company, a private company, not a charity. So more will come out, and a lot of question is being raised, and we will find out later as, you know, as more is revealed. I don't know. Tina, good work. You are right. Something is not right. I think the money has been laundered and Sophie is lining her pocket with charity money. This is illegal. Keep digging for the truth. Why is no one doing deep dive reports on her and her mafia family? Unbelievable. The squad tag CNN, The View, CBS, MSNBC, Today Show. The US has... I just took a pic of what's going on in Washington, and I'm seeing Kid Rock in the White House. I'm like, you know what? It's a shit show. I just move on. Whew, very dumb and stupid, not streetwise at all. She'll have really calculated her move and how things will pan out, because at this rate, she must go hide. You don't F with the Sussex squad. I'm far away in South Africa, and I'm paying for her blood. Why is she running? Let her come and play. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Where's the thing? All right, I think some squad are digging some things. I think the Wikipedia have been altered again. Okay, someone updated her wiki with this. Let's see here. In 2025, a dispute arose between Chandauka and the Board of Trustees around Chandauka's financial mismanagement and dictatorial decision-making. The dispute resulted in the 7 members board asking her to resign as chair. She refused, and the board resigned in protest, which led to Prince Harry and Prince Yoso resigning as patron on March 10, 2025. Chandauka sued the charity and reported, let's say allegedly, because I think they said they don't see any document. Okay, Chandauka sued the charity and reported it to the Charity Commission, claiming that what caused the conflict was that she had blown the whistle about poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny. Is like digging herself deeper with all of these false allegations, allegedly, I guess, and the corrupt that ensure and Sentebale. There were also allegations that through his contacts, Harry had asked Chandauka to issue a statement in support of his wife following an awkward interaction between the two women during a polo match in Miami, and had later demanded that she explain herself in a note that was described as unpleasant in tone and reportedly used imperious language. However, Chandauka appeared on a Hello magazine interview at this very same polo match in Miami in April 2024, praising the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and expressing her satisfaction toward the Netflix documentary for raising awareness for the charity. I came across a video where the squad found and put it. I shared it on my last video as well. Trustees of the board who have resigned March 10, 2025 have since denied all allegations put forward by Chandauka, instead alleging financial mismanagement, doctoring of board meeting minutes, loss of major sponsor, amongst other issues, as the basis for the vote of no confidence. As an example, the resigning trustees mentioned a $600,000 pay to a Miami-based consultant to find new avenues for fundraising. The resigning trustees alleged that this spending was made unilaterally without the approval and led to no new donation or sponsors acquisition for the charity. That was one of the things that gave me the red flag. Since then, Chandauka appears to have misrepresented facts by stating to The Sun that she had an injunction from a high court stopping the resignation's trustees from voting her out. CNN and GB News later confirmed that no such injunction had ever been issued and that Chandauka's demand for an injunction had indeed been rejected. And another contradicting statement, Chandauka stated on the Sky News Trevor Phillips show Sunday, March 30th, 2025, that she was made aware of Sentebale's founder's resignation by the press in the Time article of March 25th, 2025. However, Chandauka had been made aware of the founder's departure March 10th, 2025 by a formal correspondence from the resigning trustees. In the same Trevor Phillips show, Chandauka blamed Prince Harry for the drop in donation. Although Sentebale's financial statements show an increase of donation up to Chandauka's nomination as chair of the board in July 2023. Like most charities, Sentebale had indeed experienced a drop in donation during COVID, but had since recovered, notably due to a 1.5 million Prince Harry's donation from the memoir Spare Cells. Oh, so that was the amount. Not too long ago, I was looking and it says, I don't think there was a figure, but they made reference that he did donate to Sentebale. So it's 1.5 million. Okay, and Polo matches fundraisers. Another contradiction displayed by Chandauka was blaming Prince Harry's departure from the UK and the toxicity of his name as the reason for her incapacity to fundraise. Even so, Chandauka became chair in July 2023, 3 years after Prince Harry's departure from the UK in June 2020. During this time and after COVID donation had increased, thus making her allegation untrue. I don't know. Okay, too bad she's not aware internet is forever. She may try to rewrite, but internet evidence is and will always prove her wrong. Literally, she debunked herself just like when she tried to clean her LinkedIn. Oof, it's about to get interesting. Where did she think those lies will get her? That's that. Now, this is something I saw a few minutes ago. Next tweet. I'm telling you, the squad don't play. So there's that here. Did Sky News receive a call from Prince Harry's lawyer? Alright, so she retweeted that. Removed. Has this been happening on other site as well? Interesting. In The Guardian. Okay, this video has been removed. This could be because it launched early or right have expired. There was a legal issue or for another reason. There's that here. Wait a minute. Did The Guardian discover a huge hole and tell Shito? Are they concerned that she could open herself up to defamation charges? What? I mean, I said that. Even the moment she opened her mouth and saying things about Meghan, but made reference to Sophie William, and I was like, this is where Harry's cut the line. This is one of the things the squad said. They told her to step out after she took the money, and she refused, and she went around and saying all of this. She has it coming. You know why? Not because of everything else. I think Harry will just let bygone be bygone. But the fact that she opened her mouth about Meghan, that's the part I think Harry's gonna go after. Harry told us he has a family to protect. He will do whatever it can to protect his family.
I will always protect my family, and now I have a family to protect. So everything that she went through and what happened to her is incredibly raw every single day, and that's not me being paranoid. That's just me not wanting a repeat of the past.
This is where her mistake is. or was. I will bet on this. This is probably what will make Harry take legal action, not the other thing. Because I think Harry will be just fine. Okay, I could bring that up, or whatever he had for spare, whatever could, keep the charity flowing, pretty much. Okay, but the fact that she opened her mouth and put Meghan's name in her mouth, and when Meghan was trying to help the charity, bring people, her friend who has money to donate, and you went and bashed them, this is what crossing the line for Harry. That's what I think. If this is true, okay? If this is true. The moment she opened her mouth, I was like, nope, this is it. I think Harry will, turn her, let bygone be bygone. But she went on and on and on, and then opened her mouth about Meghan when Meghan was there to help. Or perhaps whatever legal issues under the charity commission in the UK deal with it to see if she did proper action. But the other thing, I think this is where Harry will leave that up to. But the part that she went on national television when Meghan was helping, and she went and trashed Meghan's name on national television, knowing the fact that he is trying to keep his family safe, and this is where she went. That's where I think Harry will take legal action. And that will teach, make an example out of her. To leave his family's name out of their mouth. I think. That's my humble opinion. If that was me, that's where I would go. This is her mistake. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Alright, but that would be newsworthy, you think? Alright, what did I say here? Wait a minute. Did the Guardian discover a huge hole and tell she told? Okay, I read that already. Okay, it's still on YouTube. Alright, so there's all of that. Okay, read. I think they are seeing that this interview was a mistake and mainly showed that Liam Rowlandson has link with Prince William, clearly guided her. Who is they though? I don't really see videos being removed. There's that. Okay, so let's put allegedly. If there is a lawsuit that's gonna come, is because of her mentioning Meghan. That's what I think. Alright, let's put this. Next tweet. Investigation. Okay, so let's see here. Accounts for 2024 have not been published yet. Can anyone please shed any light on this claim that Chandauka's family was the third largest donor to Sentebale in 2024? It feels really off. Okay, I don't know. Let's see it. Chandauka, who served on the charity board from 2009 until 2015, and whose family is the third largest donor to Sentebale. What? Described the toxicity of its lead patron's brand as the now #1 risk for Sentebale. I don't know. That's from Daily Mail. Oh, please. That's from Daily Mail. Okay, her and her family are the top and the only looters of Sentebale. You know how the Daily Mail is. They usually give you the opposite of things. So they're probably sending a message. They probably know. Okay, Sarah E. was appointed CBO for Sophie's business in April 2023. From August 2023, she was appointed consultant at Sentebale. She retained this role until November 2024, all while still working for Sophie's company. Is Sophie suitable for Sentebale? I don't know. I feel like there was a loophole somewhere in Sentebale. I think there was too much trust. In my humble opinion, there was too much trust that was going on. And I think Harry and Prince Yoso probably felt confident with some of the people they have. And it's too much trust. I think that's what it is. Too much trust. They know it's helping the kids. Everybody probably thought everyone is on the same page. They're doing the right thing. Meanwhile, while the others, a good portion of them, were doing the right thing. And then, in my humble opinion, she probably saw a loophole and said and abused that loophole. And by the time she took all whatever happened to that $600,000, it's not too late because we're still talking about it. So we just need to see where it goes. It's just too much trust, and we shall see. Right. Well, let's hope that Charities Commission get to know all this about her. Hopefully, Harry and former trustees took shots of everything too. Almost glad I'm away for a few weeks. No Twitter on my phone either. Enjoy, bon voyage. So there's all of that. Okay, her brother, who is a medical doctor in Texas, CV state, he is a consultant with Sentebale. I don't know if it's free or if he paid. If his advice is free, then his time hours is donated. Like she's a volunteer chair, an unpaid position, her time is donated too. Okay, could be. Okay, an individual or company who offer their services free of charge is a volunteer, not a donor though. That's another thing. This is what I'm like. I don't know anything about this, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Next tweet. We shall see. Things will uncover. Alright. Is that the same thing I played earlier? It's only 34 seconds. Isn't it interesting that the moment someone notes Sophie Chandauka is being advised by one of Prince William's trusted leaguemen for her action at Sentebale and imply William is being the whole mess, British media quickly moves on from the topic. Why is that? Let's listen.
What do you think, Bill? Sympathy with Harry or the opposite?
Oh, Harry, absolutely. Harry, you'll see this unravel over the next few days and find out that this lady has told more lies than anything. What you're finding now is that she's imported one of William's henchmen, as he was sitting next to her on the programme with on Sky yesterday. The same as the imported Jason Knopf and tried to beat the Daily Mail.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for all your calls on this. See, it gets vexed, doesn't it? Like, what do you think?
The moment they mentioned Prince William, they cut it. Okay, video credit. That's the person who had it originally. Alright, let's pause. Okay, I didn't expect all of this. I would love to know how they sleep at night. I don't know. It seemed like every day they get up, it's defend. This is something I've said a long time ago. When I first started looking into those crazy things, these people don't know peace. They do not know peace. And this is why evil original over there. They have to disturb somebody else's peace of mind. We know why. The invisible contract, by the way, the racist royal family and the toxic British media is very visible to those who aren't blinded, hate or racism. Let's see here, 21 seconds.
To the throne than Charles.
Or are they just better at hiding the truth? Because there are some quite fruity stories about William too, if you want them.
Really?
Yes, not that we can go into detail
Okay.
here, obviously. Hello, lawyers.
I don't know. Always fruity stories.
You know, there are very fruity stories
There
about
are
that.
very
But this is not a battle, it's not a comparison.
Let's move on. We've done enough Harry and Meghan bashing.
The thing is that if you're saying the right thing and they call you, you're telling the truth and they call you to court, I'll be like, okay, I could back it up. But anyway, let's listen to this.
To protect my brother. We were never willing to tell the truth to protect us.
There was probably some truth in that, in the sense that the palace in particular was very keen to make sure that the heir to the throne was protected, and Harry could be sacrificed if necessary.
See this institutional gaslighting.
I wasn't being thrown to the wolves, I was being fed to the wolves.
See, when I was working, I shouldn't give the name of the paper, but I was doing a piece for one of the nationals, writing a piece. And I was told, because I'm quite critical of the monarchy in many ways, I was told I could say what I wanted about Harry and Meghan, but I had to lay off William and Kate. That was the instruction from the editor.
And here I'm really talking about the newspapers more than the broadcasters, but they sort of establish a narrative and get locked into it. So there's, evil Meghan with constantly eating terrorist avocados and ordering staff around, and there's Saint Kate, who is opening early learning centres.
I think that most of the general public would assume that the monarchy are at the mercy of the British press, when the reality is there is a far greater level of manipulation that goes on from the royal courts to the media than Joe Public would ever believe.
And how would you describe the sorts of people that William brought in?
Very clever, well-connected government professional communications officers. The point of it is he's hired these people to try to build a better rapport with some of the tabloid newspapers.
Editors from various newspapers have been invited in to meet him. I think for him to understand what the newspapers are about, or broadcasters are about, but also for him to kind of set out his stall for them.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
It's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why haven't...
And if it comes from Kensington Palace, why are they briefing against their own...
That did not happen during the chunk of the time that I was there doing the royal family. You have to assume that they would have only done it if they'd had the approval of their principal.
So
as a first significant step into the media spotlight, William's gap year was pretty successful. The ice had been broken, he hadn't put his foot in it, and the rest of the media had, by and large, played ball. William then went off to university, where he was protected by another agreement with the press to leave him alone in exchange for the occasional photo opportunity. So he, more or less, disappeared from view, which is more than can be said for his younger brother, Prince Harry.
Well, I knew him as a young boy. He was a bit of a rascal then, but a likeable rascal.
School was a success for William, but not for Harry. He didn't really fit in very well at Eton. I'm not sure he was very happy there. You know, I think he was in a pretty bad place at the time.
Harry had already got himself a bit of a reputation for misbehaving, and it was that narrative that stuck. In no time at all, the party prince was born. Over 18, out on the town, and unprotected by any deal with the press.
Yes, he would get absolutely slaughtered in a nightclub, rock out into the street at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Paparazzi would be there, cameras in his face. But you know, what would happen is the newspapers would have those shots from that one episode, and they would use them in that week's papers, but then they'd hang on to them and they'd chuck them into the paper a couple of weeks later, 3 weeks after that.
So his behaviour is being exaggerated by the way the press.
Precisely. They'd already written the narrative about Harry. He was the wild child, he was off the rails, the complete antithesis of his goody two-shoes brother.
At the end of the day, he was only a teenager, lost his mum at a very early age, was rebelling. You know, he wasn't the only one. Prince William was getting drunk quite a lot himself. Nobody seemed to report about that. So there was an image of the good prince and the bad prince, and Harry got labelled the bad prince.
So what is that? These are too long. Let me leave that alone. Let's finish with this. He probably had production people in his ear, feed telling him to wrap that up. They don't want palace lawyers calling them. They have just a little too many people on their teams that are connected to both for my taste. Like I said, William won't put in the work that Harry and Prince Yoso did. No work really, will just want to shake hands for a photo op and the kids will suffer. Okay, oh my. Is he really? Why am I not surprised? Smear, smear, smear. Is that all the royal family know how to do? Yeah, I think that's all they know. Okay, the invisible contract comes into play. That's why they then try to deflect by throwing Meghan under the bus to shift the story. That's their biggest mistake though. Bringing Meghan into the nonsense when Meghan probably had nothing to do with it, with the exception of bringing people to spend money to donate to the charity. In my humble opinion, he has a hand in this because lately their strategy seemed to be copy-paste from Harry and Meghan's book. Okay, regardless, the optic for William are not good. In addition to the Jeremy Clarkson's appearance and association, who is advising him? I don't know. He does not think logically. Whoever's around him are not, I don't know, not giving him good advice. And Harry was the one who had the eye behind, looking out for him, but he rejected. Okay, next tweet. Telegraph Sentebale chair Sophie Chandauka is not everything she seems. Okay. Chandauka was probably in the process of raiding Sentebale's coffers because she knew WikiLeaks was about to take over. Allegedly, they had not planned for Harry, Sioso, or the trustees to resign. She always planned to blame Harry for poor management. Her word, thief. Why? I knew from the beginning that she was forthcoming. It's all made up story to acquire sympathy for her misdeed. I mean, I don't think she... I don't know. Sometimes when you feel like you have a hand on something and that's all you see, you in that tunnel vision, you don't see the ripple effect. I really don't know what she thought. I really don't know what she thought. Corrupt and incompetent. If you look at her closely, it's fakery of the best. There's that. What a shame and disappointment. Harry probably hires her because she is black. I don't know. Let's see. On paper, her qualification had experience were ideal. Plus, they will assume she will bring in African donors. She had worked there, I think, before. Yeah, from 2009 or 2006? And I looked at it a while ago. I'll put the screenshot. And then she left. And I believe in 2021 or 2022, she got a MBE, those alphabets the royal family usually give, and then she went back. And I think this is where they probably coerce, in my humble opinion, to do that when she goes back to Sentebale, and this is where she messed up. I can't wait for when she's exposed and Harry vindicated. She then sings like a canary, pointing at William as the one behind it. I don't think she's gonna say that. That would be gold. Let's hope she does, though. She's not going to go down without a fight and without taking someone with her. Seems they are turning on her. I don't know what she thought. I really do not know what she thought. Did all that round, and as a lawyer, and you know when things like that are happening, you're not supposed to speak. Oh, I'm glad I didn't go look for that video. So there it is here. I'll play it again. Have any publication pick up on this? All right, so he retweeted that. So here is Sophie talking about the charity and Netflix. Then she said she didn't know Netflix would be there. How could not, being the chair? Here is Harry politely asking her if she wanted to come stand in the center, and the other woman says stand in the middle. Liar. All right, so let's listen to this.
Us to celebrate the wedding in Africa. We have an opportunity to meet the kids, and so a lot of us are really looking forward to the opportunity to do so when the time comes.
We have Netflix here filming the match. How exciting is that for the charity?
It's a great platform and profile. The Netflix brand is globally recognized, and any opportunity to tell the story of Sentebale in the context of a global brand such as Netflix is obviously exciting for us. We have.
That's sad. Very sad.
To the Duchess of Sussex for presenting the trophy. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone who has been a part, played such a big part in making today happen.
Come out
Thank you very much, Andrew Tucker.
Look, you see the guys are moving aside, knowing this is where they're supposed to be. Right there. But she's going right next to Harry or trying to go in between Harry and Meghan. I mean, that lady already know her spot. Okay? You see, they left the thing open for her.
Again, a big thank you to all those who provided horses, to the entire crew. I leave you with these pictures. I wish you a very...
And you see that gentleman on the side, he picked up, I think it was a beverage that they created, and he held it so it could be in the picture. Right? They will ignore it because it doesn't fit their narrative, but we shall keep passing it around, passing it on. It's talking about this video of her talking to Hello about the Netflix thing, but she went on national television saying her BS. I mean, she made herself untouchable, as insane as the dog Kane, who unleashed her. Okay, not one. Oops, what's going on? Alright, let's move it out of. Alright, she made herself untouchable, as insane as the dog Kane, who unleashed her. Not one, too easy to carry on hating Harry and Meghan, then knowing the truth. It's very sad. It's very sad. You would this is the common sense with education. Still no common sense. But I guess she was too laser focused on whatever she was doing. Alright, next tweet. So I didn't watch the interview, but I saw many people post that she had the audacity to say she didn't like Meghan being at the polo match, and then like that Meghan had Serena stop by. Alright, let's be very clear. She didn't say Serena, but made reference to her. Okay, she didn't call Serena out by name. Okay, glad she's digging her own pit, that's for sure. Do you mean the Sky News interview? I don't recall her saying that. She did say that they weren't expecting the Duchess or her A-list friend. Who do you think it is, the A-list friend? Okay, but that it was great they came. But advance notice will have allowed them to plan better, and noted that what caused the awkward. But we know why. Security reason. Okay, that's for security reason. What caused the awkward choreography and the picture that happened, not that Meghan did anything against her or that they had bad blood. Okay, thanks. However, I still find it odd that Sophie, that's merited by the way. Thanks. However, I still find it odd that Sophie is making a big deal over it because there was space for Sophie. Meghan made space and motion for her to stand in the middle. Now this whole thing is being laid at Meghan's feet, with the media running with Meghan is at fault because she showed up to the charity event. Sophie knows exactly what she's doing by involving Meghan, and this is what, if there is a lawsuit, this will be for that. How dare her open her mouth about Meghan when Meghan, who knows how much money Sophie William donate over there. It wasn't cheap. Okay, the squad bought pictures showing they sitting behind a car and Savina standing and all of that. Alright, by invoking Meghan's name, further Sophie sound ridiculous by claiming she should have known Meghan was coming. No, you don't need to know due to security reason. Okay, why? Why doesn't the chair needs to know? Did the chair know Nacho's wife and daughter were coming? That's another thing. Okay, this chair has some audacity. Alright, yes. Having big name shows up for the charity as well as the charity featuring in the Netflix documentary can only advertise the charity and ultimately drive awareness and donation. Deeply suspicious that she highlight this as negative. Okay, right? It gives me the sense that she wanted to know so she could use it for PR. Or probably if there was interaction with the other brother and say, oh, Meghan is coming, so they could plan whatever. Okay, just getting the message out, the photo. Okay, so let's see here. This one is a TikTok, a minute and 26 seconds. Let's see here. I like when Squad is on TikTok, so, you know, giving their point of view. Let's listen.
With everything that's going on right now with Sentebale and how Dr. Sophie Chandauka is refusing to, give up her position as chairman of the board, all the press now are bringing Meghan into the story by saying that, oh, do you remember in the polo match where she was so rude and she pushed her out the way and it was really awkward? What they don't ever show is the full picture, the full photo of what Meghan was trying to do. If you listen, and I've listened to the video, goes, go in the middle. They always crop the picture, but they never show that. What Meghan wanted was for her to be in the middle of the whole picture, which I'm going to show you now. It wasn't that easy to find. I found it in a French magazine online. Look, she's in the middle, and that's what Meghan was trying to do. But that's obviously not the narrative that anyone wants. So in this full picture, you can see that Dr. Sophie is in the middle of that picture, which is what Meghan wanted. Not because she doesn't want her to be next to her beloved husband, which she was in just the last picture I showed you. As for what's going on in Sentebale, I'm still reading the news and still, trying to find out and waiting for more information because I'm not going to speculate on anything right now.
Alright, so that's that. I mean, it seems like, yeah, they stick to their Stone Age type of tactic. Like when Princess Diana was alive, there was no social media. People were talking. It seems like they only stick to their old ways of doing their things. They don't think people's gonna talk about it. And those images, those videos are there for until, I don't know. So that's that. Okay, on top of that, she had a problem with Meghan attending and bringing her friend Sophie William. What the hell? Okay, why? Sophie William attend the charity event alongside Duchess Meghan appears to have been a problem for Sophie. Alright, let's play this so it could be bigger.
At the actual, on the actual day, we had Prince Harry, which is always wonderful. The Duchess decided to attend, but she told us she wasn't attending. And she brought a friend, a very famous friend. So you can imagine all of the activity that goes with these additional amazing people. We're excited about it. We would have been really excited had we known ahead of time, but we didn't. At the actual...
It's sad. Okay, this is another picture where you see... This is what I was saying in one of my videos. Okay? She probably wanted to be in Meghan's circle, but yet... they don't have that connection with you. Okay, there's Meghan and Serena just chit-chatting, probably catching up, things they probably couldn't say on the phone, now they're talking about it. This is very sad. Meghan is Prince Harry's wife. What sort of things will need to be changed because the wife is attending? Also, Serena was chilling, literally, and like me. There it is here. And then, I'm pretty sure Serena bring a good chunk of money for the charity. A big chunk of money. These people are freaking ridiculous. Okay, this excuse is moot because the more famous people attend the game brings the more money for the charity, isn't it? This lady has no idea what she's talking about. Yes, confused because the results spoke for themselves. Tons of money raised and Sentebale was trending for weeks. Yeah, the squad were talking about it. It's not as if Meghan was Prince Harry's wife. Okay, I think I read this in another video. Okay, so let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next one. The squad are bringing receipts. Okay, so there's that. How I love receipt. There's the clap here. And this video captured by a bystander in December 2024, we see Prince Harry arriving at Sentebale fundraiser in New York and being a perfect gentleman. He greets Sophie Chandauka warmly with a big hug and she looked excited to see him. What a mean guy. Okay, it's 1 minute and 36 seconds.
Oh wow. Hey yo, Prince Harry, what's up, bro?
Okay, right there. Right there. Okay, Harry's about to hug her. My goodness.
That's crazy, bro. In front of me, bro. My boy. Security, bro.
Okay, so there's some music in the background. I'm probably gonna get flagged for it. And Princess Diana is... Oh, what is he saying? Okay, Princess Diana's watching over Harry. Who would have thought someone would capture this? A bystander. Where was that? I know it's in New York. Was it in Harlem or something? Because Princess Diana have some connection with Harlem. Okay, Princess Diana is looking after her baby boy. Okay, look at this. Just talking, chilling. There's the space between everybody. I have it on a video around the time when it was happening. Okay, so that's that. Thank you, that guy. Can you see that church hug Harry gave her? She wanted more. I don't know. Okay, I'm impressed. Oh, let's pause this. I'm impressed you found this video. What I love about it is the guy filming it saying that my bro, okay, that's my bro, or something to that effect. Basically, Prince Harry is loved, respected by so many people in different situations, different worlds. He connect with people like his mom did. All right. Spitting fact, she is calculated and manipulative. There's the B word. No one will ever work with her. She is finished. Yeah, she's done. Okay, let's go that. Okay, of course she was excited, right? All right, let's go to the next one. The squad are coming with more receipt. That's that. What we heard Sophie said, Prince Harry put his arm around the Duchess when I wanted it around me. The Duchess brought her very famous friend who overshadowed me. There were too many people on the stage when it should be just me. I'm telling you, the squad or something. After she admitted to being mad about Serena and Meghan making an appearance, this is all I heard. Yeah, if there's gonna be lawsuit and everything else, I think this is where Harry is gonna take it. It become personal. Now, if Sentebale wants to take her to court for different things, that would be a different situation. Okay, so there's that video again. Let me retweet it. And there is this. She said she was being put through it for months and months, and yet you can quite clearly see Prince Harry giving her a warm embrace and hug. She gives it back to him. This was in December 2024. More like she got found out for something else. Repost from Platinum City, Exotic Rental, TikTok. All right, so there's that, giving credit to the person. Wow, look at Harry greeting her warmly and being a perfect gentleman. What a mean guy. All right, so that's that. Let's pause this. Politely adding to your last sentence, there were too many people on the stage when it should have been just me and Prince Harry. This is my last one, and then I'm gonna go to PYTE and put some videos regarding as ever, and I need to go on IG. This one I saw it when I was listening to the videos that were being played on my other screen. Okay, someone asked me if Sophie Chandauka is allowed to appoint a new board while the Charity Commission is reviewing. Generally, no. A chairperson cannot unilaterally appoint a new board of trustee, especially while their own status is in dispute or under scrutiny. From the beginning, I told you guys, I have absolutely no experience or know how it works. It just didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right. Okay, here's how it works under UK charity law. Okay, which is what we should focus on because it registered, Sentebale is registered in the UK. 1. Authority to appoint trustees. The power to appoint new trustees usually lies with existing trustees collectively or a named person or body under the charity's governing document, e.g. a membership base or a founder. Okay, in some cases, the Charity Commission, the chairperson alone does not have inherent legal power to appoint or remove trustees unless the governing document explicitly gives them that power, which is rare. The moment I saw that $600,000 was removed, and I was like, who oversaw it? Was she the only one who had power to the coffer of the charity? That was my very first question. Concern, I should say. UK charity law. If all trustees and the patron resign, the chairperson may not have unilateral power to appoint a new board. The charity's governing document and charity law need to be followed. And if necessary, the Charity Commission can appoint new trustees. I don't know. She's a lawyer. She should have looked into that. Instead, what I think probably happened, now I'm looking at it in this aspect. William may not have anything to do with what's going on. Okay? Maybe while she did that self-inflicted thing within the charity, Sentebale, like I've said before, that there probably was a loophole where there was that trust within all the people, the key players and the charity. They trust you will do the right thing. They never really second guess other members because there's that trust, there's the vision, you were helping the kids, you all of that. So they give you that kind of, again, this is full-blown opinion, okay? I'm not saying it is. So she came in, remember she was working before, and then she left, got her alphabet, CBE, and then went back. Now, they give her that top job, and she knows there's that loophole, or maybe while she was working, she realized nobody's checking on her. There's nobody who's looking over her shoulder. Is she doing this? Is she doing that? So she probably, in my humble opinion, took it upon herself to do what she did. And then there's a possibility she probably alert the other brother about certain things that's happening. And then that's when the brother came in, and after nobody wants to, they told her to resign. She didn't want to, and everything went haywire, and then quickly put those current trustees. Does that make sense? I don't know. Or maybe knowing the fact that she had worked at Sentebale, and by giving her that alphabet, was it CBE kind of award, is to give her some sort of a cushion to say, if you do go back over there, look out for me and let me know what's going on in Harry's circle. This kind of thing. I'm just guessing. because it was after she received the CBE, MBE, not CBE, MBE. She became, in a way, the mistrust started. But anyway, but we shall see. Things will come out sooner or later. She must know that she's exceeding her limit. Higher, okay, that's an ad. Okay, thanks. Do you know anything about the Charity Commission? Who are the members, board, funders, etc.? Are they set up like IPSO? Okay, the Charity Commission is the governing regulatory for charities. It's not a charity itself. It's a non-ministerial government department, meaning it operates independently of direct political control, but is accountable to Parliament. Okay, interesting. Amongst the things that were running out of her mouth were issues she had with Harry appointing new board members during board meetings, but now she's appointing whoever she wants while cooking witchcraft in her kitchen in New York. Those quiet will always throw a shade in all serious stuff. Witchcraft in her kitchen in New York. Oh, what madness are we witnessing here? Hypocrite. We ought to believe that she is very clever, but she has been a poor advocate for herself. Yeah, she cannot act unilaterally, however. It seems like this took place somehow because a new board was appointed. Either the governing document dictates what happened or is completely silent on her to handle this unusual event, and the next meeting should be interesting. Okay, so there's all of that. So that's it. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for light. I don't know. Oh, I didn't type anything. Okay. What the hell? Prayer for light. That's it. All right, let's look for an image, whatever's there. All right. Hopefully I could see it. Okay, morning prayer. Lord, true light and source of our light, listen to our morning prayer. Turn our thoughts to what is holy, and may we ever live in the light of your love. We ask this to our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you and your Holy Spirit, God forever and ever. All right, I'm surprised I was able to read it because it's very blurry. So that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. So this is something I edited earlier today. I need to do thumbnails. And by the way, sometimes when my videos come out, I just don't have time to make thumbnails. If whatever time that I have, I use it to make recording like I'm doing right now, because when I could always come back and make the thumbnails. All right, so that's that. Thank you for watching. I'll make this actually, yeah, I'll come back to this. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.